Boston walked in the frame, out of the frame, back in the frame, back out of the frame, turned around, looked at you, and took a selfie.
This is Skipper Albert AWOL, the voice of the jungle, broadcasting on the 3BC to all points unknown. If you're within the sound of my voice, you are listening to AWOL Airwaves on the 3BC. And now, here's today's river tip from Skipper Bill of the Congo Connie. Bill says, if you're gonna listen to Three Sheets, make sure you grab a drink, flash some skin, and keep the kids away from the hippo. Thanks, Bill. And finally, passengers requesting that cheetahs tone down the debauchery should be referred directly to the booking office, where they will receive immediate medical treatment.
Fuck that little pig.
I know it sounds sordid, but you'll be rewarded when at last I am given my dues. And injustice deliciously squared, be preferred.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 57 of Three Sheets to the Mouse. Tonight, we're three average guys with a love for all things Disney, and joining me this week with power and electricity are two guys who love their electricity. Mikey.
You know, they say with power comes great electricity. I think.
Trenton.
Did Tesla say that? Who said that?
No, Elon.
Ooh,
Elon Musk.
Elon. Did you say that right before he sent his dildo collection into space? Or
I don't think that's ever gone into someone's back door.
Oh, I was confused. I saw an article about him sending something into space. I just quit paying attention.
We're here to talk to you about Disney parks, Disney booze, and a little bit of debauchery in between. So sit back, relax, grab a big wave Kona ale, something like that, and enjoy the adult side of Disney with Three Sheets to the Mouse. So there's a good reason why we started the show off with a little bit of power and a little bit of electricity. Unfortunately, the nor'easter that hit the East Coast, the New York tri-state area, it has stopped the lives of Tim and Adam's functioning electricity.
Also, they're running water.
And they're running water.
So that's a thing.
So they're unfortunately they cannot join us tonight, but we'll have them back next week, and hopefully they'll have power by next week.
But there is a betting pool to see which one eats the other one first. So
I think they're actually being tapped by Discovery for producing like the next frontier wilderness reality show of those.
It kind of is.
Cooking beans over a kerosene heater.
He couldn't find one.
Yeah, he did.
He did?
Yeah, he eventually did.
Well,
he did.
Looky there.
But no, they did cook hot dogs over their wood burning fireplace, so they got that going for them.
Goddamn!
It really is like man versus wild in their own living room.
It's man versus mild, Scott. I mean, it's not quite man versus
true.
wild. As wild as it got was, I think Tim had to melt snow to flush the toilet.
That's pretty wild.
Meanwhile, you've got Adam at work today, charging his phone for all it's worth, going home with 100% like a boss.
He's like making fun of Tim. He's like, look at this shit, motherfucker.
I was on Wi-Fi. Fucking Wi-Fi.
And he got to take a hobo shower in the bathroom, in the sink.
This is true. Mikey, what are you drinking?
I've got a little pour of Smoky Joe, and I'm drinking it in my chillin' like a villain wine glass that was left here because I've got pretty well all of my other Glencairns and what have you packed up because I'm moving out this week. So
yes!
This is the only thing that wasn't packed up, and I'm drinking some Smoky Joe. So I'm tongue punching the devil's fart box tonight, guys.
You're not drinking
it's
that
not
shit
near-
that I had, because that's the fucking devil's asshole.
It's not Ardbeg.
Ugh.
It is smoky though. I will say, that's a budget whiskey at Total Wine, and it is for the price. I mean, I'd put that up there with a drinkable quality like Lafroig 10, Ardbeg, and Balnellen peated.
I don't think Trenton. You're not
that's
selling
it.
Trenton on this, Scott.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
I mean, it's
Sorry,
very
nobody
light.
knows.
It looks
He's
like
not.
it looks like a white wine.
Not like that.
See,
shit.
Trenton was all excited for that white wine, and then it was.
Yeah, it's like a white
Dude,
wine.
that shit tasted like 409 mixed with fucking charcoal.
It's and that's a peated whiskey for you. I mean, that's not for everybody. It's not for everyone.
It shouldn't be for anybody.
It just means no one's going to
Oh,
ask
man,
for
it's so
another
good.
drink when they come by to visit me.
This is true. Stock your vault with peated whiskey, and you won't have a problem. No one's gonna mooch off you unless they like.
They'll get the one drink, which I'll give them, and they'll take the drink. Oh, I don't like that. I was like, good. I'll take the glass back from them, so now I don't have to pour my own.
I have mooched the moocher. So Trent, what are you drinking tonight?
I am actually drinking the aforementioned Big Wave Golden Ale.
Nice.
Yeah, so
I like that one.
Yeah,
I like that one a lot.
I think it's my second favorite to Hanalei.
Did he say Afro mentioned?
Aforementioned.
Oh.
It's a big word that
yeah.
needs talked about before, Mikey.
Yes. Previously spoken of. I do like that one. For me, I think Hanalei is a good summer beer. I don't think I could drink that in the winter. Longboard Lager is just something I could drink all year round.
I have a couple of those in the fridge too. That might make an appearance later. I have to be on my toes, so I got to be up pretty early tomorrow. So.
Yeah. Tonight I've got in honor of Tim, because the last time I had a bottle list, we actually bottled down in a night. Elijah Craig small batch. It's really good, really smooth, dolphin smooth. Can't complain.
I used to
Yeah.
could do a better dolphin a long time ago, but it's just they fight too much now.
God, I hope so. Couldn't get any worse than that.
I could, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if you could do much worse than that dolphin impersonation.
Have you heard my pig?
Yeah, the little.
Have we heard your what?
My pig.
Yeah, we have actually. We're still trying to forget it. This week, we didn't really want to get into too much good fun. We had a show planned for tonight, but it requires all five of us to be here, so we'll take that up next week. So tonight, it's time for a little Ask Me Anything, and we've invited you guys in the Facebook group at facebook.com/group/3sheets to come and ask us anything. Get to know us a little bit better. Get to know the three of us. Check out our, we're gonna drop some knowledge about. Some personal knowledge and hopefully some Disney knowledge too. So on with the questions. First one's for Trent.
Mm-hmm.
So Mr. Shan Nichols, he wanted to know if you needed a little girl lunchbox, if you needed a new little girl lunchbox.
Mm-hmm.
Did you bring the little girl lunchbox on the road with you?
I did not, unfortunately.
Oh, that's a shame.
It is. It's a damn shame. But I have a refrigerator like 10 feet from me right now in this hotel room.
So you've upgraded.
Yeah, I have an entire refrigerator.
So Shan wants to know, if you had to choose a little girl's lunchbox, would you choose Sophia the First?
No.
A trio.
No,
Wait,
Scott.
hold on.
He didn't specify which ones. He just sent a picture. I picked the Star Wars lunchbox in the bottom right corner.
That's not a little girl's lunchbox.
You don't know that. You don't assume what little girls like.
I mean, I'm not trying to gender bias assign or assume anything, but
He picked three. He picked three for you, and you have to choose one. So it is Sophia the First, a trio of Disney princesses. That's Rapunzel, Cinderella, and Belle, or Anna and Elsa.
Well, while we're being 100% honest, I don't know who the fuck Sophia the First is.
you need to go to Hollywood and find. She's the big draw there. for breakfast.
Yeah, she's a big draw there.
I've heard the food there is bad, and I don't want to see them.
No. Oh, no, the food there is actually
It's a
good.
great
The food there is
buffet.
really good.
It is a lot of fun. It is the funnest buffet on property, with or without kids. You'll get up and you'll be dancing with Handy Manny. You go to that Hollywood and Vine breakfast.
Well, I feel like anybody who knows me knows that I'm going to pick Frozen here.
Because it's better than Moana.
No, it's better than Tangled. It's not better than Moana.
Can we focus on the fact that they've got the 3 princesses they want to use is 2 classics and a current gen?
Yeah.
It is strange.
Well, no. Well, see, I don't really consider Belle a classic. Classic for me is like Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella.
No.
The Little Mermaid, Belle, that generation is like the renaissance of Disney, like the rebirth of Disney animation. And then the new gen is like all of the Disney princesses now.
See, I would consider the I think the dividing line is, and this is good. Well, you can't say that because Tiana and Pocahontas. See, I would even consider Pocahontas to be as old as Belle for some reason. Also, not a princess. Yeah. She's a chief's daughter.
Well, they are. I mean, they're like, what, 4 years apart?
I don't know.
So is Little Mermaid classic?
To me.
Yeah, I think I'm with Mikey on that one. I think the first non-classic princess is what?
I honestly have to... To me, I think it's Pocahontas. Just because they went with a name grab for the lead character instead of Disney using like people you didn't really know who they were necessarily to do voices.
So you're saying that starts the divide?
And I'm not saying that's why. I'm just saying that's... I guess I am saying that's why, but I don't know. I don't know. For me, it's when was Mulan? Because I don't even consider Mulan to be a classic.
1998. No, it was like 98, 99.
No.
Mulan?
Shan, thanks for the question and the derailment.
Already.
It was 98. You're right.
But these
98,
these are real questions that need to be asked because, where do you draw the line in what's a classic Disney character versus what's a new gen, current gen, next gen?
That's interesting.
When does that decision made? Because I kind of struggle myself right now and I'm thinking about it because I want to say that it's just everything that's cel shaded, but I don't think of Pocahontas as a classic, or I would even go so far as to not call it a classic, but a core Disney princess maybe.
There we go. I would call Belle a core Disney princess. To me, I think classics are the older films in the 50s, 60s. Probably cut it off at the 70s because the 70s didn't really add any Disney.
Which is a shame. I would like to see some reboots of Disney princess that took place in the 70s. The 1970s, not the...
Just punk rock and cocaine.
Okay, then. I think there was cocaine in the 70s.
Yeah. So, all right.
There was a disco Yeti in the 70s.
There was. Stephanie Weisenhunt wants to know, should I be worried about these questions? Yes. I'm kind of worried since I don't know what my husband will say.
That's a throwaway question.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Brian Adams Jr. wants to know, what do you guys do for a living?
Who wants to go first?
I'm not doing damn thing right now.
No, that is not
I'm
true.
selling shit at themagicalmeltdown.com. Whether it's something you wear or something
Bingo.
you drink out of. Just because I've been, for the last, since November, I've been dealing with Boston and everything going on in Houston. But before that, I was doing some woodworking, carpentry, construction stuff at a factory, building trash cans for a place. I'm not going to name the name of the particular restaurant, but I understand they have the meats there.
Mm.
And the oven mitts. I missed that guy.
I thought that was Hamburger Helper.
No, the oven mitt, the Arby's oven mitt.
Yeah, they had an oven mitt too.
Oh.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a funny ad campaign. I used to work at Arby's.
Yeah.
I did some work.
Yeah, in the London?
No, in the St.
Oh, the St. Louis.
St. Louis. Trent.
I do HVAC work. I used to do just like commercial building handyman stuff. I worked at a brewery, but I've recently left both of those ventures to become an commercial HVAC tech.
For the upgrade.
Moving on up.
I am actually an attorney. I'm an attorney here in New Jersey. I do mostly insurance defense, municipal work kind of thing. So nothing sexy. I'm not going to be on court TV anytime soon. But it's a job I actually do love, believe it or not. It's tiring, but it's fun, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I would also advise anybody who is thinking about becoming a lawyer, don't do it. It's a pain in the ass sometimes.
Yeah, what's it like being a 2-lawyer household? You guys just want to just kill each other all the time, or?
No, you know what? Honestly, if I wasn't married to Andrea, to another, I don't know if I could marry a non-lawyer. I think that both of us understand, having us both be lawyers, it allows us to understand why we have to work late, why we're so busy, and it's just a way for us to kind of understand each other's schedule. So,
and they can argue through notaries.
That being said, yes, actually, well, we technically are both notaries, anyways. That being said, our arguments are hysterical. They're, everything you could think that 2 lawyers would argue about.
I tell you what I think is hysterical. You referenced court TV.
Yeah, that's been a thing.
That's been gone for a hot minute, sir.
I'm old.
No,
dude.
you're not.
I'm 30. I'm 30. I'm gonna be 36.
Scott, you're like that guy who's trying to seem hip by using youngsters lingo, but you have no idea. You're like every nurse that tries to talk to my son about video games. And
so, do you play Super Mario Brothers?
It's called True TV.
True TV. Yeah, you won't
There's
see.
Really not a hell of a lot of court on there anymore, anyway. It's a lot like that music television.
But
Snap.
I will say, when we watched the American Crime Story, the O.J. Simpson thing last year, it was kind of funny because we did start analyzing the actual case of it.
Did you give Marsha a call?
Oh, she botched that case so bad.
Well, she got her own show out of it now, so there's that.
She did. We'll come back to Bryan Adams' second one. We don't want to blow his load in one segment.
Now, if he's got a third
Ebony
question,
Hines,
I'm going to hold you accountable.
Okay. Ebony Hines asked, what do each of you think is the most underrated Disney attraction of all time, past or present? So, Trenton, what would your most underrated attraction be?
This was actually kind of hard for me.
This is hard.
I went with Dinosaur. I feel like it gets overpassed so often in Animal Kingdom because, especially now with Pandora, you're fast passing a Pandora ride, you're fast passing Everest, and you're fast passing Safari. Where does that leave you with Dinosaur?
Yeah. No, you're right. And it's a great ride. It's really
one of my favorite rides.
I think it's Andrea's. I would probably say it's Andrea's favorite ride.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, watching everybody scream as the dinosaur shoots out, or at the end, right when it comes at you, or it's I would say that's probably the most underrated. Just because I feel like it's the ride that always gets kind of passed over because of the location, not only in the park but the other attractions that are in the park.
Oh, I agree.
Absolutely.
Maybe they should move it to like Hollywood Studios. It'd make more sense there, I think.
Yeah. So I just asked Andrea. Dinosaur is her third favorite ride in the entire Disney World. So that's saying something. Mikey, how about you?
Well, I mean, when you say what's underrated or even underappreciated, I still think that people still ride the underrated rides, but for whatever reason, it doesn't resonate very well. And he said attraction, right? It's not necessarily a ride.
Not a ride. Doesn't have to be a ride. Could be a show.
Man, I really liked Flights of Wonder. For me, it was surprisingly good.
The bird show.
Yes.
You know what? I guess that would be underrated because I've never done it. Well, no. I haven't done it in probably about 15 years, I should say.
They had, the comedy shtick routine of the guy who was there as the prankster, the comic relief guy, who accidentally wanders up on stage and whatever and has to interact with the birds. It's stupid, corny jokes that if you enjoy the Jungle Cruise humor, that is like right in line with the corny Jungle Cruise humor. And then just the overall intelligence and training of these birds. I mean, their wings ain't clipped; they're flying. Okay, so
their wings will clip you, though.
Yes, they will. As will the the chicken has large talons. But I really enjoyed it. I mean, it's the problem with it is that it's an animal kingdom, so it doesn't matter how much shade you put over something. It's balls ass hot. And they've got a bunch of fans, but it's still hot.
Balls ass hot.
Yeah, that's pretty hot.
Balls ass hot.
That's pretty hot. Have you ever been sitting in a truck and your business is hanging down so low you accidentally sit on it like a hen hatching eggs, and it just sits there and it gets all sweaty because your seeds are tucked up underneath your. Okay, well that's balls ass hot.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's so hot when you get out, your mud flap is still stuck to the bumper.
All right. The visuals this week are brought to you by Mikey Weisenhunt.
In Technicolor.
Yeah. For me, I think Tiki Room. I think Tiki Room is such an underrated attraction.
Maybe in 1970.
Well, I just think it's lost in today's society because I feel like today's society has a maximum attention span of about 3.5 minutes. It's a wonderful show with great music written by Disney legends. I don't know. I love the fact that it's one of, Walt had his hand on that. And that dates, that goes all the way back to his honeymoon in New Orleans, where he found this, or a vacation in New Orleans, where he found this animatronic bird, and then he bought it, brought it back to California, and said, "Hey guys, make a shit ton of these." And you know what his Imagineer said? "Yeah, we don't know how. Well, figure it out." And that's the beauty of it. I don't know. It was always supposed to be this escape to a foreign land for Walt, and it's just, to me, I think it's lost on society today.
So my honorable mention was the Indie show.
We had honorable mentions.
I mean, it was between Dinosaur and Indiana Jones for that one.
The Indie show is very good, I will say that.
But I feel like a lot of people don't appreciate it.
Well, it's, you know what, it's got weird times. It's not a continuously running show. They break it up from time to time, and so unless you plan for it, it's hard to just say, let me stop in and do that.
We watched it finally because I wanted to watch it on our first trip, and we missed it. But I made a point. Well, I don't give a shit what we do all day long in the Hollywood. I'm going to see Indiana Jones. And we snuck in there, got to watch it. It's a lot of fun. It's well rehearsed. If you've never seen it, don't YouTube it. Just go ahead and just go for it. You will enjoy it so much, much betters.
You can't feel that heat on your face if you.
Holy shit! It is hot.
Oh, when the plane blows up.
Yeah.
Oh man, that yeah. And you're probably a good 100 feet away from the plane,
if not more.
And you feel it. And you feel it.
I would say it's probably actually more entertaining than Lights, Motors, Action was.
Yes.
I mean, granted, you got fast cars and a lot more explosions, I think, in Lights, Motors, Action, but you got real people doing real things where they could get really, really, really hurt. They don't have roll cages around their bodies.
All right, so Matt Holmes asked, considering the cost of good drinks and good food, how much money should a family on a budget bring each day for a Disney World trip? All right, so, I mean, I'll do it kind of as what my budget is. We're a family of 3. We generally allot about $200 per day for food and drinks.
That's exactly what I said.
That's probably what we aim to budget for. $200 a day for food and drinks. You can get yourself a pretty good meals for that amount, and pretty good drinks too.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly, literally what I wrote in my notebook. I said 200 to 250 a day, depending on how bougie you want to be.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you can still be pretty bougie on $200 a day
per person.
No, for my family of 3, we do about $200.
I said $200 per person.
Yeah, this guy over here is going to them, double credit restaurants every night and getting the Wagyu and.
No, but if you get 3 drinks, that's already going to be what, $50?
$12.50. I think a drink for $12.50 you can probably find readily anywhere. Most of those mixed drinks are $12.50. The margaritas at La Cava are like between $11 and $14.
Okay, I mean, and then you go to, say, Rose and Crown for dinner. Between the two of you, it's going to be, what, after tip, $150?
Yeah. Actually, you're right. Probably $250.
So. Just bring all the money?
Yeah, all the money. Mikey, what would you say?
I don't answer this question because I'm not in charge of that at home. I have no idea how much we budget and how much we spend on our trips. All I know is that I got there, I had a good time, and I came back.
Yeah.
You can't put a price on fun.
Yeah, that's true. And especially if you're going on an irregular basis once a year or once every other year. I don't want to do this, but there is a book about saving for Walt Disney World.
No. Mm-mm. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that.
I'm not going to, but take little things out of your life. Take little steps out of your own life.
Don't eat some days.
No, well, not that.
Matt, it's this simple, and it's like Scott. It's taking something out of your life, but it's something you're going to get back. Go sell your plasma. You can go once every 6 weeks or so, and you'll have easily enough to handle the extras. I would say whatever you think you would spend, add 20% to it.
Yes.
And if you stick to your budget, that's super. You don't have to get into that 20%. You'll come home 20% richer. Not really though.
Look, yeah, I've never heard of anyone coming back under budget because it's Disney. It's expensive.
Yeah. Never.
I hope we didn't answer your question.
We kind of did, but I would say anywhere from for a family of 3. Well, that was actually 2 because the last time we went, Ethan didn't really have to pay for anything because he was under 3. I would probably say for our next trip in November, we'll probably budget $250 to $275 to maybe actually probably $300 for each day for the whole family. So about $100 a person per day.
And if you don't eat, you can just drink.
Yeah. Okay, so Ben Madden, all the way from the UK, asked, he's got 3 questions. Why is Trenton called Mrs. Nesbit?
So I can tell that one. And Mrs. Suarez actually answered that one in the thread, it looks like. But she's 100% right. When I first joined the group, after I heard about it from Resort Loop, when I was listening to that, my intro, just like everybody else gets an intro, was Scott calling me Mrs. Nesbit and posting a gif of Buzz Lightyear as Mrs. Nesbit. And rest is history, I guess.
Because your last name is Nesbit.
Is Nesbit, yes. Yeah, I actually had somebody in a different Facebook group, Disney group, ask me if that was my real name the other day.
Yes, I saw that. That is actually how that came to be.
Can I piggyback off this question?
Go for it.
Trenton, are you a good guy?
The best.
Okay.
I'm the best guy.
He is a good guy. He also asks, how did 3 Sheets to the Mouse come to be? And how has the dynamic changed in the last year? So, I mean, truth be told, this whole thing came about as Trenton deep throats a beer bottle.
I just wanted you to answer.
This whole thing came to be through really Jillian Lassiter, one of our sheeters. She had made the mention to another couple people that there would be a great dynamic for a number of us to do a show. And it's sort of, I'm not sure how we all got together.
I still don't know where my name came from on this.
I don't. Ironically, I think it was supposed to be like a Disney podcast about different people across the country who all came together to talk Disney. And the name I came up with, I don't know how, because we just decided to do an adult show, and then 3 Sheets to the Wind was on my mind, so that just came to be. But we would all play. Well, some of us would play Battlefront because Mikey doesn't have a PlayStation. He has an Xbox. But that's where that came across many years ago. It was what, 2015ish, early 2015.
Not for me. It wasn't.
Mid 2015, I think.
Was it?
Is when we all started like talking about early 2015.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Because that's about when we all started like, oh wait, no, maybe it was 16.
Yeah.
Early 16. Yeah.
Yeah, because I would have been dealing with Cancer Part 2 in 2015, mid 2015, so.
It was right after your, I want to say it was 2016, early 2016.
Yeah.
So how has the dynamic changed in the last year? That is a loaded question.
I'll answer it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, first off, he asked how the dynamic changed, not what happened. So, to answer the dynamic changing question, while 4 of us had grown used to everybody and how to podcast and the technology side of it and everything like that, the dynamic changed when Trenton came in that he brought a lot more energy that I think was missing in spot number 5, and but at the same time he brought a lot of youthfulness, and part of that youthfulness is being a little rough around the edges. So we've been learning every week, the 5 of us meshing together a little bit, and we're getting much better at having good good talks without a lot of, well, we still have a lot of tangents, but everybody's participating, and I think that's the biggest change dynamically is, as I sit here and look at 3/5 of the hosts, and I say everybody participates, but I think the dynamic has seen an improvement just with the energy level, except for the episode when he fell asleep.
So the energy level was real high, and then it got to 0.
Well,
I didn't conserve the energy that day.
I'll piggyback on what Mikey said. It's definitely gotten different. It's totally different, and honestly, it's been better. We have a new host that is undeniable. It's a totally different style of podcasting. Trenton does bring a youthfulness that I thought I was hip and youth and young and cool, and Trenton comes along and he's like, so if I'm like on the tail end of the millennial spectrum, Trenton's like full on into it, so he can identify with the millennials. But then he's so not millennial.
Well, that's because he serves them craft beer.
Yeah, that's true.
Or used to.
He's hipsterish.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. So I can...
You can speak the language.
Kind of identify it, but it's like... not really like that, I guess.
Well, and this is where it's good, because when he says things like, Moana is the greatest movie of all time...
I didn't say that, but okay.
I know. I can't remember what.
I said that
Tangled.
Frozen was better than Tangled.
No, and Moana's better than Frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can now have a debate about that, because I promise you that conversation would not have been brought up at all with the old group. Brian Adams wants to know, how often do you go to Disney? And by the way, Brian Adams, I'm sorry. Every time I see your name, all I think about is Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
I thought Brian Adams was the guy that sang that love song in the early 90s.
Yeah, they used it in Robin Hood.
Oh,
Everything I
there's
do,
the
I
title
do
song,
it for
yeah.
you. I can play it on the trumpet.
The music, I can play it on my guitar. I love that song. I love that movie. Love that song.
BAG.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Every time I see his name, I think of Brian Adams, the singer, the Canadian rock singer. Brian Adams wants to know, how often do you go to Disney? So, Trent, why don't you start this one?
I have been to Disney 3 times since June.
Now you're driving distance.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stephanie works at a bank, so she gets a lot of holidays off. So we will
Bank
go.
holidays.
I'm sorry.
Bank holidays.
Yeah, bank holidays. Like, literally anything that's ever fucking happened in history, they're like, yeah, we should take a day off for that. But we went in June. We went September for Memorial Day. We went for a week in October. We're going back for the next trip in April, and we have 2 trips planned for this year, one in April and one in November. But I'm sure we'll end up going some other times between that. Just because we have annual passes, it's easiest for us to pop down. It's 5.5 hours. So.
Yeah, we have to fly. We're a 17-hour drive, 2.5-hour flight. We try to go at least once a year for sure, and then we try to go twice a year. That's our hope. Since we just joined DVC today, we actually finally signed the contract, so we'll get our membership number in a month, or in like 2 weeks. We're gonna try and go twice a year. So that's our hope for the next 50 years.
How many places did you guys buy?
160.
That's a good round number.
It's a good number, and then hopefully in the next 5 years we'll add on another 100. I think 250, 260 is where we want to kind of end up.
Sweet spot.
That's the sweet spot. Mikey.
We've been twice.
Mikey is the ultimate keep it Disney in your life, at home, wherever you are.
I think he's right.
We've just only been twice. It could have been 3 times, but it was just twice. So we went in 2014 and loved it so much that my sister-in-law went in 2015, and we were going to go with them but couldn't. And we went last year as a group of 10. So,
hopefully, now that everything is starting to look up.
Well, hopefully this coming November, we'll be able to be there
in November.
And that'll be Sans Any Children. So,
Ooh,
but also I'll be doing something really cool in October on the cruise with
also Sans Kids.
Also Sans Kids. C-Match will be there, so I'm thinking everybody is going to have to take care of that toddler as the village.
I think it's going to take a village to raise you, Mikey.
No, Scott, you don't know me that well. Village can't handle this.
I've seen you puke up a naked chalupa. Well, I've heard you.
Yeah, that's a good microphone. No, it was my earbuds. I had my earbuds on.
Yeah.
My wireless earbuds. So yeah, you could, and they're pretty good. You were able to pick up all the splatter like a good Foley artist.
Yeah. So Matt Holmes also has a very interesting question here. Are the Indiana Jones films the fever dream of Han Solo while frozen in carbonite?
No.
Yeah,
They're not.
No.
Because Star Wars takes place in a galaxy far, far away a long, long time ago. So he would have absolutely no realm of knowledge for weaponry like that. Guns look like guns, but no.
I went with the same answer. Yeah.
If that's just no.
Yeah, I don't think so. Interesting, Matt, but no. Sorry.
Now, is Han Solo
A time traveler.
the parallel universes version of Indiana Jones?
No. Because
No,
Indy
remember,
was
it's the same universe, it's just a different galaxy.
well, you don't know that.
Are you familiar with string theory? Quantum
Could be
entanglement? Quantum leap?
Oh, this just got deep.
Oh boy.
So Ben Madden has another question. What is your favorite / most special Disney experience?
Mine was meeting a bunch of sheeters this year.
At the Tambu Lounge?
Yeah, Uncle Tim, Terry, Tim, Adam, Ebony
Is that the night you
Hines.
got into a pack and play?
Yeah.
Or Tim got in the pack and play?
Yeah, same night. That was the original
Mikey,
pack and play incident.
No, the second one. That was the second one. The original pack and play was
Oh
Grant
no,
City.
yeah. That's the second coming.
Mikey, what's your most special?
I think my most special moment was when I failed at re-proposing to Stephanie in front of Cinderella Castle and opened the ring box up.
Epic fail.
Opened the ring box upside down, and you could hear the ring tinkle, tink, tink, tink across the pavement there in the dark on camera because a PhotoPass photographer caught every frame. But that's just something special that we'll always remember, that I just can't function in society like a normal person.
Mine, I think my most special Disney moment, and Ethan will have no recollection of this because he was one, or just about one. The first time I brought Ethan down Main Street, and held him because I have a picture of my dad and I at Main Street in Disneyland when I was about 6 months old. So that to me was my most special moment. Holding Ethan on Main Street, walking down Main Street. That was really special to me to have that, because Ethan is a Disney kid through and through. In fact, today we were upstairs in his room with his piggy bank, and we were just counting out money because he's learning about money now and learning how to count. He goes, "Dad, can I take you to Disney World with my money?" And it definitely got me a little teary-eyed. So that's probably my most special moment.
You said yes, right?
Well, yes, I did.
Okay.
I did. But he doesn't have to take us to Disneyland or to Disney World. I will gladly share every trip with him, and I can't wait to take him again because the kid loves it. Brant Burke wants to know, what is your favorite Disney-related possession that you have in your home?
I mean, I like all my glasses from Magical Meltdown, but I think I like all my artwork that I've accumulated.
I'm trying to think. For us, we Andrea and I started going together in 2010. That was our first trip, and we always buy a coffee mug whenever we go. So I think for me, it's our coffee mug collection. Like, we drink every morning. We drink coffee out of Disney mugs. That's probably our favorite thing. Mikey?
This last trip, we like day one of getting to Orlando. We went to go see the grounds of Art Animation. That the kids, go out there and see the Cars section, Little Mermaid section, and all that stuff, just to get a feel for the resort. And we walked through gift shop. We were staying off property, so it was really only our only chance to walk through a hotel, gift shop, basically. And I was walking around and came across a coffee mug, like what Scott's saying. And I've got other Disney coffee mugs, but I came across one that is Baymax's head. And it's just, it's shaped horribly for drinking anything out of, because it's shaped like a fishbowl, okay? But I was like, this is so cool. Because it is, it looks like Baymax's head. And I put it down and kept looking around and stuff like that. Well, when we were getting ready to head back to the to the camper we were staying in. My youngest son walks up to me and says, "Here, Dad, I got this for you." And oh, okay. And I opened the bag and dug it all out, and he had used his spending money and bought me that Baymax coffee mug that I picked up and was remarking how awesome it is. So I don't drink coffee out of it just because it's I've done it once, and it's difficult to not wear your drink, and then you have to try to clean it. So it doesn't get used very often, which just keeps it in better condition, because it does mean a lot to me, because he didn't want to spend the money on himself. He wanted to spend it on me that day.
That's amazing.
So yeah, that's my favorite Disney creature.
I officially love that story. Carly also wants to know, so this was kind of brought up in the last podcast, but how would you Imagineer booze into MK? So I want you to think of, real quick, one booth or one stand or one area where you would put alcohol. So, Trenton.
I'm going to say let's take a big brand, national brand of the legal Moonshine, and put a Moonshine stand in Frontierland.
You know what? That is perfect. And I want to take it over to Tom Sawyer's Island, because there's that cabin that occasionally is on fire when the fire's working. And the reason it's on fire is because his moonshine still blew up.
Yeah, well, that works then. Perfect.
I love that. Mikey, what about you?
Yeah, follow up that slice of fried gold while I get a beer.
Yeah.
No, I was going to go Frontierland as well, but I don't think I can top the concept of Moonshine, because I was going a different route with that. So the next logical place would be Adventureland, because you have the option for rum-based frozen drinks.
Oh,
obviously,
man,
the Dole
so
Whip, which is already in 3 other parks, and a resort. Why? I mean, just even if that's the only thing you throw in there, I think the only way booze would work is if there were like no more than 3 stands in the whole of the park. Like you said last week, keep it out of Fantasyland. I would almost not. I mean, I don't know how to work it. How I would work it into Tomorrowland all that well.
I see, and that's maybe one I would do, because I think if you took that, if you took the area where that giant ship is, the Stitch prop, or the Flight of the Navigator prop.
Yeah, don't sully it up with
I know,
Stitch prop. We ain't talking about wannabe dogs this episode.
I have a photo for you, Mikey. We were at the Disney store today, and all the plushes were there, and they were grouped by categories, because all the dogs were in one section. And guess who was there with Nana, with Lady, Tramp, Dante? Was Stitch. And his pink girlfriend sidekick. I don't know who that is.
Stitch.
Is it really?
No.
I don't know. I don't know what the pink one is called, but there's a pink girl Stitch. But yeah.
Her name
Stitch
is
was
Twitch
with the dogs.
or Twatch.
No.
You stitch up your Twatch.
I think Tomorrowland could be a good location if you did like
Glow-teenies,
these space age drinks. Like, think of like the drinks you saw on Star Trek and 10 Forward. I think that a stand there with some like glowing drinks, some like fun crazy drinks would be awesome.
Yeah, that's how you'd work it in Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
Mostly, glowy.
It would have to be glowy and some sort of like novel concept. But you know what?
Holy
damn well
God,
they're gonna put boba balls in it.
Something with dry ice so it smokes.
Yeah.
That
Okay,
seems
so
that seems like a lot.
So for a relative newbie, what are your must-try drinks that are relatively unique to Walt Disney World?
Like, who has this? Who's this?
This is Daniel Shigley.
Did you? I thought that was a bot. You approved that guy?
Yeah.
Sorry, Daniel.
Okay, so give me a drink that it's a must-try drink when he goes down there.
Same answer
Wine
every
flight.
time.
Wine flight.
Nope.
No, it's the Legrand, Leger,
Legion.
That's a
Lejean.
good one.
What is it?
Either, I mean, sugarcane mojito. If he listens to the show at all, I'm sure he already knows about that one.
Or the green tea shots.
Oh, I was gonna say the Grey Goose Limon slushy in France and Epcot.
It's a good one. It's a good one. Both of those are really good, and I don't fault you for getting either one of them.
I mean, the mojito. I've only talked about it till wit's end. So
Yeah, it's definitely mojito. Mikey, what about you?
Because I only got a chance to really enjoy alcohol this last time I was down there, and I'm trying to remember what I consumed. And I gotta say, if you don't drink a Lapu Lapu, I think you get kicked out of the group.
Yeah, that's a must. The Lapu Lapu's a must.
I agree.
And that's mine. That's mine too. If you've gone to Disney and you haven't had a Lapu Lapu, you definitely missed out.
That's at the Tambu Lounge, by the way. They're Shigley.
It is.
You're a Disney newbie. So.
And
Yep.
you don't have to be a guest of the resort to have one. They do travel. You can take one damn near to Magic Kingdom.
Almost, almost
You
to
can
it.
try, I mean, doesn't
You-
Oh, well, no, damn near. I mean,
So the truth is, you can take it on the monorail. Apparently,
well, I mean, who's going to stop? Well, no, that was.
Oh, that was pre-security,
That was
that's right,
pre-security.
that's right.
They may stop it. Well, there's nothing metal in it, sir.
yeah.
It's
Just
So
as my
you can-
snack for later.
it's going to be a drive-by fruiting.
Oh, nice Mrs. Doubtfire.
If you're on was it Monorail Pink or Red that had the door issue? Because then you can just pitch it out at somebody when you're cruising over test track. Yeah, look, they're taking the roof down. Throw it in.
Chris Trostel, the angry leprechaun, wants to know if you could each drink only one type of drink at Disney the whole time you're there, what would it be and why? For this one, I'm gonna say beer.
I was gonna say beer too, because if you drink liquor all
It's-
day, you're done by like 2:00.
Well, and like if you're at like, for me, like whiskey is like a pre-dinner drink and an after-dinner drink. It's not a during dinner drink
Or a
For
park
me.
drink.
or park drink. So I would say beer. Beer's so versatile. And I can't drink wine in the heat because it just doesn't end up well.
Yes.
Mikey?
See, I hear that question, and I don't go alcoholic.
We might have to kick
Okay,
Mikey
so-
off the show, Scott. I don't know how this
So
works.
yeah, so if you want to be our fifth host, send your applications to 3sheetstothemouse@gmail.com.
The questions, if you got one drink, and if I'm drinking alcoholic drink all day long, I'm going to end up barfing up my premium Mickey bar behind the bushes, okay, where the trains are driving through there up in the Germany area.
Well, he did not specify, drink after drink and you can't stop. But it's just, if you have 5 drinks in your entire trip, you can only drink this type.
You're overanalyzing, Mikey.
No, I'm
Yeah, you
not.
are.
I still really like the Jumbo Juice, or whatever that stuff is at Tusker House. That
Pog juice?
Pog Juice.
Pog Juice.
God, I love it.
It's good.
It really
It's better with
is.
rum. And tequila. It's good with tequila, too.
But see, okay, if I had to get one, it would be beer. Fine, I'll just
Yeah.
not.
Answer the question
Beer's-
that you know that he's asking.
It would be a beer, and it wouldn't be the green thing from the Pandori.
I'm still going to try it in November.
It's
It would-
Um,
I would have beer, because you can have a beer everywhere, and you get a different beer at every different place you go to. So,
way too-
beer is the most versatile drink you can get down there, I think.
Speaking of IPAs, this IPA is not very good.
It's okay. It's not hot. It's not as, it's not done well, I think. I don't think it's their best beer.
And that
It's
would be
sweetness of the
the castaway for those that can't see us at home.
Well, that'll get
Oh,
cut.
it's probably going to get cut, I thought.
Yeah. Little things like that get cut.
I was trying
Um,
to keep it in there for you, Scott, so you didn't have to.
Nah, I don't mind cutting that. Monica Robb wants to know if you could have a drink with any Disney legend, who would it be and why?
Oh.
And now I clarified this because all three of us would immediately say one person, and that's Walt.
Yeah, all these other hard-hitting questions, you couldn't leave me one fucking softball.
No. This has to be someone other than Walt. So I'll give you some time to think about it, Trenton.
My Disney legend would be the guy that climbed the Tree of Life.
I don't think he got very far.
Yeah.
Still a fucking legend, though, right?
To me,
What constitutes a legend? Hang on. Is it someone who has worked for WDW or just a legend even in their films that they've put out?
No, someone who has been inducted as a Disney legend.
I don't
There's
have
an
a
actual
list of
category.
that.
There's an actual category for
Okay,
Disney
then I'm just going to
legends.
start throwing names out when it's my turn. You tell me when
I'll
I
let
get
you-
one right.
Kurt Russell.
All right, Kurt Russell, definitely a Disney legend. Definitely Disney legend. For me, I would say Fess Parker.
Yeah, no one knows
One of
what
my-
the fuck that is.
That's
Davy
Uncle Remus?
No, it's Davy Crockett. from the original movies.
My bad.
Davy Crockett.
I don't know my older people, and I don't think I could have been any further off than that.
No, you could. I would say Fess Parker for a couple of reasons. One, I have very distinct memories of in California. My grandparents had Davy Crockett on VHS, the original Fess Parker version, and this was really the start to Disneyland. When Disneyland the TV series came on in the 50s to promote Walt's building of Disneyland, Fess Parker's Davy Crockett Adventures were a staple of that TV show. So it would be really cool to meet an icon that I grew up loved watching the movie, loved watching the TV shows, even had a coonskin cap. As a 8-year-old boy, that would be awesome. I would love to meet Fess Parker. So, Trenton, what about you?
Kurt Russell. That was a real answer.
Yeah. You know what? A true story. On Walt's deathbed, he wrote down 4 things for Roy to do. One of them was sign Kurt Russell to a lifetime Disney contract. And he did.
Mm-hmm.
And he was with the company, and he's still with the company today. He does a lot of work with Disney. One of my favorite Kurt Russell TV shows is when he takes the Osmond brothers around Disney World or Disneyland in 1970. Yeah, 1970, the opening of the Haunted Mansion. Great TV show. YouTube it. It's awesome. Mikey.
Okay. First, Jim Varney.
Yes.
Is he a
I
legend?
think so.
In any way? I mean, he did have his own half-hour special on the freaking Splash Mountain grand opening.
No. Jim Varney is not a Disney legend. All right, so move on.
Okay.
Next one.
Is Tim Allen a Disney legend?
Yes, he is.
Good. I don't want to have a drink with him
Why?
because I want to have a drink with the genie.
Robin Williams? Yeah, he's a Disney.
You don't even look that shit up, man. Flubber.
Yeah, he's the class of 2009.
Yeah, that gentleman right there, I would have a whole slew of questions to ask him, and they wouldn't a damn one of them be about Disney. Unfortunately. But that wasn't the question. It was which legend. Because I want to ask him what it was like being Cuba Gooding Jr.'s dad in a movie. That is an underrated film.
It is.
I forget the name of it right now.
Was it Radio? Yeah.
No. That
No.
would have been Ed Harris,
Ed Harris, that's right.
who wasn't really his daddy, but was his protectorate, the coach. No, it was the movie about colors. Something about colors.
Yeah. I don't know.
It is a good movie. You'll cry. You will cry and bawl.
I cried at Radio.
You know what? Cuba didn't win anything for that, and that's a travesty.
Bob Boyle wants to know, how can we get you guys to start talking about Star Wars in this episode? We kind of did. And his follow-up question, do you know how much time you wasted in this episode talking about Star Wars? That wasn't very long, actually.
I wanna answer his question with the Bob. I tried to get I have tried for Star Wars the last 3 episodes. Technically, and 3 episodes before that, and it got vetoed. I've been trying to do a Star Wars episode, but
It wasn't vetoed by me.
We will do Star Wars episodes, don't worry. There's some specials coming up. Jennifer Goodman wants to know, how did you all meet? We answered that kind of on our how did this come to be? Have we all met in person? I have met Tim and Adam in person. I have yet to meet Mikey and Trenton in person. But
I have not met our current lineup in person. I've met 60% of another podcast in person and 50% of another podcast in person.
I've met 100% of that podcast in person. I've cited the unicorn.
I don't even know.
Oh no, I have met 100% of a podcast. Not 66. I have met 100% of another podcast in person on one trip. Yeah, that's when I met 50% of the other podcast.
Oh,
holy cow!
that's right.
They were all there.
Yeah.
I've met.
They
Tim
were
and
all
Adam,
there.
You have.
and I met Kate, so I've met all of Miscellaneous too.
Jennifer wants to know, name your favorite personality trait about each other. Let's see. I'll start with this. I like Trenton's enthusiasm. I really do. I think, but that's not the best personality trait about him. In the short time I've known him, Trenton is the most fiercely loyal person you will ever meet. He would hockey fight someone for you.
Oh yeah.
So Trenton, I need you to come take care of my smoke detector.
Because it's already got Scott pretty good.
For those that can't see, I have a black and blue mark on my nose from my smoke detector.
No, it's red.
That's reddish. Yeah. Mikey is just the... I can't even describe Mikey. Mikey's just an awesome guy to sit and have a drink with. So my favorite personality trait about Mikey would be his enableism.
I was gonna say he's the glue. He's really
He is the glue.
and not having it filtered. That's a good one too.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Like
So
zero.
basically, if I was any type of glue, I would be mucilage. The glue made from dead horses. I'm dead horse glue. That's what I am. Had that
Mikey,
goofy looking rubber nipple on the end of it.
frenulum glue.
What about you, Mikey?
Well, I think that my best quality is I'm humble.
Well, that's not the question.
Oh, I thought we were talking about me.
No, we are talking about you, but about each other.
Okay, what I love about Trenton is that he's not who he says he is. He wears his heart on his sleeve.
Oh, he does.
And he will hockey fight someone in an instant, even without provocation, necessarily.
Yeah.
But he when he says he loves you, it's real. He doesn't throw it around. Okay, so that's his Trenton's best quality is that he is, he's on fleek. He's 100. He keeping it real up in here.
I know.
And I think Scott's best quality has to be his hair.
Oh yeah.
Oh, duh. Duh. It is glorious, even though it's covered by a hat tonight.
Scott is he's organized. He's the one who he begins and he ends. He's our alpha and our omega. He has the beginning and the end.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Scott's like he's got the leader. When no one else wants to talk, when we're all just sitting here, you don't hear the edited out parts, but we're all just sitting here being quiet and waiting for somebody to say something. Scott will always take charge. And I don't know if that's because he likes the sound of his own voice or if he's a leader. You guys can decide.
Leonardo is my favorite Ninja Turtle, so
That makes sense then.
it's, you know what? It's weird. I have a type A personality when it comes to work, but my lifestyle is very much a type B personality.
Okay, so what sucks is there's 5 of us.
Yes.
Okay, you know where I'm going with this right now, since you mentioned Ninja Turtles.
Am I Master Splinter?
No, you just said you're Leonardo.
Okay, I'm Leonardo. Who's Master Splinter? Oh, no. Tim is Master Splinter.
Okay. I'm pretty sure we know who Raphael is.
That would be Trenton. Yeah,
So-
you know what? This works because you're Michelangelo and Adam is Donatello.
Wait, why am I Raphael?
You're cool but rude.
Well, yeah.
That
I'm a party
actually-
dude.
This
Leonardo
actually-
leads,
holy
Donatello
shit.
does machines.
Mind blown. We just listed our personalities
As Ninja Turtles.
as Ninja Turtles. And really, that's the best parts about us.
So if Disney could get that IP and fix it.
We could just do a show about it.
I would say we could do a shirt, but yeah.
Oh, we should do a shirt, Mikey. That's your job.
It's not that easy. You can say that, let's do a job, but I mean,
Let's
the extent
do
of
a shirt.
my abilities would just be taking Ninja Turtles and putting our little caricature heads over some
Yeah.
shells and be like, hey, we have a shirt.
No, dude. You just gotta like Photoshop a beard on one.
Yeah,
We're
hair.
on 4.
It'll work.
Come on, dude. Just do it.
Chris is back, and he wants to know, what did Scott drink before he became a bougie dude? A bougie dude. Spelled wrong. Before the high-end liquor.
Such
I'll
a
be honest.
bougie dude.
I'll be honest, Chris.
Hang on. Keep reading because there may be a reply.
There is. Mikey replied to this. Bro, do you listen to the show? Scott loves Schlafly. He's from St. Louis. Did I read that right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Sean Connery. No, I was introduced to Scotch by my boss at the time in like 2010. When I first had Johnny Walker Black, and since then it's been a whirlwind of learning to like Scotch, or kind of experimenting with Scotch, to then I really blame Mikey for this and introducing me to the Whiskey Vault. And yeah, it's been just downhill ever since.
You're welcome.
I know.
Thank you.
I mean, I've always had wine. Beer and wine was always my thing, and then I learned to like Scotch, and I'll be honest, Chris, most of my bottles are bottom shelf matters.
So, his question though was, before Scotch and whiskey, what did you drink?
Beer and wine. Wine.
Budweiser, right?
Typically, which beer?
Look, it was. You know what? It was always kind of like.
Keystone Light.
No, hoppy IPAs. I do like IPAs, and I still like wine. Wine is always a go-to favorite, especially with dinner and a good steak. Jennifer Goodman's back. She wants to know, what's the top 3 things on your Disney bucket list right now? Mikey.
Dinner with Bob Lasseter. No,
You should know he won't hug you inappropriately.
No, that's his cousin John.
Yeah, John might. Bob's just the bean counter. No, my Disney bucket list, I'm getting to check it off in October, going on a Disney cruise. Mm-hmm. That's, I can honestly say that one of the other things that I wanted to do, like after that one, since I can't really count it as a bucket list thing because I'm getting ready to do it, I want to go to a Disney resort that's not at a park, like Aulani in Hawaii or something like that.
I was just about to say that's my bucket list. It's Aulani.
To be 100% honest, and after going through the Make-A-Wish training, you're not supposed to lead the witness by pointing your kid towards something you want to do. But I was trying to steer Boston towards asking to go stay there. Yeah, but hey, the Bahamas are fun.
Yeah. The other thing I could think of on my bucket list would be to go back to Disneyland. I haven't been there in almost 20 years. I would love to see how it's changed in the last 20 years. Trenton, what about you?
So I think my first one is a chef's table at Victoria and Albert's. Mm-hmm. Number 2 would be going to Disneyland. I've never been to Disneyland.
Oh, man, it's so much fun.
And then number 3 would probably be having the all-day tour guide in Disney World. the, get on every ride whenever you want, go wherever you want.
That would be awesome. Shan Nichols back. Trader Shan, what is the most expensive thing you've ever had to drink?
Nautilus by far. It's like a $50 drink.
I haven't had that yet. I think mine... Yeah, mine would be a Dalmore 18 at the King Cole Bar in New York.
This is just expensive. In general.
I didn't know if it was at the World or not, and that's my most expensive drink. The most expensive drink I've had at the World, probably a glass of Fess Parker wine at California Grill. That was like $25. Yeah, Dalmore 18 that was an anniversary drink. That was at the King Cole Bar. That was, I think, like $42 or something like that. So worth it. That was so amazing. Mikey, what about you? You had a Nautilus.
No, I didn't. I sucked on someone else's Nautilus, and I'm not afraid to admit it. In a room full of strangers, being stared at by some. Anyway, no, the most expensive thing that I've ever had, I guess, would probably be the Legend with that double of the Grand Marnier.
That is like $27. Is it not?
No,
yeah.
I think it's like 19, isn't it?
No, it's like 21 before.
I think
the
when you put that double in there, you get close to the 25 mark, easy. And I just want to say thank you for the sheeter that got it for me.
Oh,
thank
nice.
You, sheeter.
Thank you.
Yeah,
so
I will typically drink anything you hand me.
Well, yeah, I mean,
we're going Bear Grylls in November, baby.
That is always the right answer. So Russell Lawrence Cole then expanded on that and asked, what is the best value drink-wise on property?
The Macallan Flight at Rose and Crown.
Bingo. That is the only answer. At least the only answer for me.
I don't know. That bourbon tasting seemed like a pretty good deal if you can get into that.
If you can get into
bourbon tasting, because there were snacks.
True.
Yes. Well, they were small snacks, but yes, there are snacks.
That's why it's called a snack.
The Legion is By the way, the Legion is $15.96 plus tax.
Is that with the double shot?
That's with the double shot. Yep.
That doesn't sound right at all. No, that wasn't right. Nope.
That's right.
Nope. Because I was there when they hit total, and no.
It's definitely in the 20s without question.
Hold on. All right, well, while I find that.
While he finds that, Mikey, what's the worst thing you've had to drink? Be it in the world or... I would say, let's do in the world, since we're...
The tap water.
Yeah. Yeah. That doesn't bother me.
It's at the same time, it's the worst and the best thing, because when it's time and you need something to drink and it's got to be wet water because it's so hot... And you go to the quick serve and get that cup of ice water. At that moment, it's the greatest thing ever. But then as you get to the bottom of it, it's not cold anymore, and then you really start tasting the Florida behind it.
The Florida.
So I mean that's
because alligators pee in it.
Because I'm not gonna down talk any alcoholic drink down there, because I haven't had one that was bad. I mean, I have had some that were better than others. I'm not a margarita guy. They don't do anything for me. They do things to me, but they don't do anything for me. I don't see what the draw is to the tequilas.
So then I'm gonna go back to the Legion, because it is $15.96.
That's
the regular one.
I'm talking about the Grey Goose Limon. Yeah. Well, that's with an extra shot is like $7 more.
The regular one is $9.96. The extra shot is $15.96.
So they've lowered.
I'm going to amend our previous question and say the best value
is Legion.
That's just become the Legion.
Yeah.
Now is that the one because they serve it in two different sizes.
It's a bigger size. It's actually a bigger size. It's supersized, and then they put the shot on top of it. So
because it's in
almost
the big
like
martini-looking glass.
Yeah, it's like getting a second Legion.
That plastic one that the fucking stem comes off of?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Hold it
and then
carefully.
I didn't realize that, and I picked it up by the top, and it fucking ripped off the bottom, and I tried to set it back down. It was stemless. Worst thing I've ever had in the world was during Food and Wine. The fresh foods, right there in that little area where there's grass. It was blackberry mead. Tasted like malt liquor.
Oh yeah.
No. Yeah, that shitty thing at the Light Lab.
Yep.
That looked like one of them crazy popsicles or lollipops that you'd get there, like red faded into piss, faded into green.
Is that the one that they put
came
the
in a
cotton
champagne
candy
flute with the boba balls?
Yep.
No, it was 3 different colors of whatever layered on each other, and it came in a champagne flute with boba balls at the bottom of it. That was not good.
My worst drink on
And
property
it didn't glow.
until they changed it, because the Dole Whip with rum. The Dole Whip with rum used
Sorry, Mikey
to
took
be.
his butt plug out.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of clenching. It's like sometimes when you wipe with TP and stand up before you pull out real quick, and you get that little chunk of TP rips off, and you're like, "Oh God, now I got to go in and get it."
Oh God.
And then, at that point, it becomes a salvage mission.
What have I done?
So my worst drink used to be the Dole Whip with rum, because they would float the rum on top of the Dole Whip and it just never mixed well.
You got to stir it up.
And then, well, now they put it on the bottom, then they put the Dole Whip in there, and now you can mix it up better. So,
It would all spill out of the sides. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. The other one, the one thing I did not like was this. I want to say it was from Founders. It was like some raspberry IPA. It was not good. It wasn't good. Too fruity, disgusting. Over by the Imagination Pavilion.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
The land cart. That's where it was.
Well,
like in between the land.
Question,
Yeah. Ugh. Don't do it. Shan Nichols also asked, what attraction that is no longer in the parks do you miss the most?
Maelstrom. Because it's the only thing gone that I rode ever. And I don't really miss it because, to be honest, it was kind of a one and done for me. It didn't
Anybody who says that Maelstrom is better than Frozen is just lying to get attention.
I mean, Maelstrom didn't tell us, well, it told a story of a people, kind of, but that doesn't necessitate a ride.
There were some Vikings and then a painting of some oil rigs, and then it was over.
The whole oil rig room just didn't make sense to me. First off, why not put a scaled down derrick right there in the water? Because
they did. They did. There was a scaled
painting.
No, there was a derrick there that you would pass
Sure
by.
it was a painting too, but I don't know.
Yeah,
no,
because it had a
no
flame coming out, and all I could think of is, this is Disney. Can't we make a small flame coming out of a small derrick?
No, they didn't have the flame, but there was an actual like physical rig next to you as you went through there. I will say I did like the end of that ride when you get off in that fishing village. That was pretty cool. Frozen's fine. It's not a ride that I have to do every time. I did it once, and
haven't done it yet.
I did it once, and I'm like, it's cool.
Mikey, it's definitely worth doing.
Oh,
the
no,
animatronics are incredible.
I couldn't get a fast pass for it.
Yeah, because it probably
we had a fast
with
pass
the last
for
time
it.
you were there, it probably just came out.
Mm-hmm.
It was a year old. It was last year.
Trent, what about you? What about you? What do you miss the most?
So I don't think I've ridden any attractions that are close now. I guess if I had to bring one back that I never got to do, I'm gonna say
Captain
as
EO.
Much as everyone hates Figment, I wish I could see the original 15-minute Dreamfinder Figment.
I don't think anyone hates Figment. Tim and Adam.
I think a lot of people don't like Figment. The ride, not the character. The ride.
Oh, the ride. Okay, yeah.
I wish I could see the original in person. I've seen videos on YouTube, but you know.
So this is a toss-up. I'm gonna throw two out here, because one is the Great Movie Ride. I'm going to miss that. I love.
Oh yeah, I rode that. Yeah, that's
the Great
no
Movie
bueno.
Ride.
Yeah.
But the other one I'm going to mention is Ice Station Cool. So before Club Cool became Club Cool and it's just a room where you walk into through some sliding doors, Ice Station Zero was a themed walkthrough where you walk through this like northern polar excavation that was going on, and it was a really cool, get it? A walkthrough where you kind of walk through these like caverns in the North Pole or in the South Pole, I don't know where, but and then you would finally get to where you would get the sodas. It was a really great place. And now they just changed it to a room. They took away all the good theming to it. So, I'd bring that back because that was awesome. And bring back the Mezzo, which is, or the Mezzo mix from Germany, which is just Coke Orange, because that's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm going to blow your guys' minds really quick. And I'm going to say, did anybody think about the original movie in Soarin' before it was soaring around the
I was just thinking of that,
yeah.
but they still got it in Disneyland.
Yeah, but Chan said you could do that. You could still bring it back to Disney World, and I would definitely bring it back.
Yeah, in the updated form. In the updated form, without the pubes.
Yes. Matt Holmes says, if you had to choose one place for your family to eat, and you're not on the meal plan, where would you go to?
Is there no budget?
Oh, well, no, I bet there is a budget.
Your family. You got to imagine you have like 5 people.
I'm going to, Trails End?
Yes, I want to go there.
Because that is that's like the best value, cheapest buffet on property. No characters, but it's just good Southern food. You got, I think there's ribs, brisket, fried chicken, meatloaf, mashed potatoes, stuff like that. And it is all you care to enjoy.
Yeah.
Rose and Crown.
Yeah. I'm gonna piggyback on that kind of and say Raglan Road. I love that. We went there for lunch. It was awesome. Couple more from Trader Shan here. Do you remember what your first drink ever was?
Mm-hmm.
All right, first drink at Disney or first drink ever?
Let's keep it Disney, guys.
All right, keep it Disney. No, I honestly don't. Because it would have been in two... you know what? Actually, I do. Go ahead. I do know mine. Mine was the Captain's Mai Tai over at Caribbean Beach, because that's where we were staying on property. The Mai Tai over there. Just the standard Disney Mai Tai.
I think mine was a Kingfisher Lager in Animal Kingdom. I think.
Mikey?
I can tell you exactly what my first drink was. It was
the only drink you had, wasn't it?
No, I had several on our first trip, but I swore I wasn't going to because the prices were just so damn high. But after dealing with people for an entire day and my kids and the heat, as soon as I got back to the resort, I went right down into the All-Star Sports. I went right down to the gift shop, walked in, and grabbed a tall boy.
Which
of
one
Bud
was
Light.
It?
This is Bud Light. I just grabbed a tall boy. I didn't have an appreciation for beer at that point in my life. I just grabbed a tall boy. I walked up. I paid for it, and when I got back to my room, I threw the empty can away. It was, as Brant would call it, it was a walking beer.
Oh, those are good though.
And that's Now, the next night I went to the pool bar and got like the whatever the Long Island thing they make is,
Oh yeah, their Long Island iced tea.
Yeah, and that was whatever. I probably would have been happier if I'd have just gone back and grabbed another beer. But specifically, yes, it was a tall boy of Bud Light. That was my first drink on property, and
so
I relish it.
So Jennifer Goodman wants to know, what is one thing that drives you crazy about each other? Because look, we are like brothers. We love each other, but sometimes we all get on each other's nerves.
I'll go first. Scott likes to make me look dumber than I really am.
That is not true.
It is true.
He doesn't like to do it, okay?
I have to.
He is in tears every time he does it because he knows, I don't like doing this, but damn it, you're the cold opening again. And it's going to be out of context and people will laugh.
But it's funny. It's all funny. But no, Trenton, Mikey, you're my witness. It is champing at the bit.
See? I said champing at the bit in the last episode. If everybody listened to it.
I also want to put the fact.
As soon as I said it, everybody goes, "No, it's chomping. You're an idiot."
Oh my god! If we didn't go on for like 5 minutes on that, I would have kept it in. But it was like 5 minutes of Mikey singing Queen.
I don't know. It wasn't 5 minutes because
well,
I would have. It wouldn't have been 5 minutes because I would have had to lead into that song with Another One Bites the Dust.
Which leads to one. I guess.
Are we about to fight on the end of the episode?
No, we're not going to fight. No, we're not going to fight.
Oh, Mikey's getting naked.
Mikey's getting naked. And that's one thing that doesn't bother me about Mikey at all.
No.
I don't know. I don't really have anything that drives me crazy. I don't really have anything that drives me crazy. I guess we're probably still in the honeymoon phase, so.
For the record, I haven't put out.
No, he has. Well, we've seen your nipples. That's good enough.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Which leads to kind of the next question, which is Shan's. How much of a weekly recording do we have to edit out? It's really not that much. It's maybe like 20 to 30 minutes, probably on an average, and that's only because there's some sort of like banter that's completely unrelated because we just start talking on an absolute unrelated tangent, and for time purposes it can get cut.
I want to also throw the fact out there to Shan. The answer is probably not enough. All things considered, we probably don't cut out enough shit.
Yeah. We have 2-hour episodes.
No,
most podcasts are like
episodes that
45 minutes.
Scott's got down to 2 hours that we recorded for 5 hours. So it's definitely not an average.
Well, we've been on a chat for 5 hours. The longest recording we've done is like 3.5, and I cut that down to like 2.5.
Yeah, remember back in the old days, Scott, when we would just make that 2 separate episodes?
Yeah. I'm also better at editing, so.
Sorry, that's the Smokey Joe talking. You know what? This no longer tastes like
smoky?
ball flap, mud flap anymore. It's not great, but it doesn't. No, it's okay now. Trenton, you should have given it more.
Russell Lawrence Cole wants to know, how do you recreate the magic at home? Is it acceptable for him to insist on consuming all beverages out of my new Nautilus? Yes, Russell, it is absolutely acceptable. That is totally fine. It is encouraged.
Because you are now a member of the Three Sheets Navy.
You are.
I need to make patches.
You should. Trenton, what about you? How do you keep it Disney at home?
Me and Stephanie tried to keep our Disney at home, keep the magic at home. We try to watch a new Disney movie, and by new I mean one that we haven't seen. We really try for once a week. It normally ends up being once every 2 weeks, probably. Just experiencing a new Disney or Pixar movie, generally.
Let me tell you, man, Davy Crockett, watch it. Fast Parker, 1954, nope. 55. Watch it.
Nope.
It's good.
Did Davy Crockett have a daughter?
No, 2 boys.
Okay, well, if he'd had a daughter, she could have been a Disney princess because he is king
Disney
of the
legend.
Wild Frontier.
He is king of the Wild Frontier. He is. Yes, he is. Watch it. Trenton, watch it. It's good. It's good. What about you, Mikey? How do you keep it Disney at home?
Well, I'm the admin of this little Disney-oriented Facebook group, and that keeps it Disney for me pretty much all day, every day. We don't, have Disney motif hanging everywhere and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we never have time to sit down as a family and watch movies because there's so many people everywhere. But, my wife and I are able to interact in our Facebook group and plan our next trip with other people and, talk about the news that's coming out and just get excited about that. Because if you just consume some Disney every day, that
Yeah.
keeps you going and just keeps it all the more magical. And you don't have to consume it and like what it tastes like. You know, sometimes you can be unhappy with it.
Yeah.
And talk about how you would change it, because, you know, Disney has everybody bugged.
Yeah.
It's if you have the My Disney Experience app, they're listening.
They are.
No, they are. There's a YouTube video. It's all about it. That actually will use a microphone on your device.
Yeah. See, we for Andrew and I, we keep it Disney home. We watch YouTube videos. We've been on a kick of watching all the DVC stuff on YouTube, all the resorts, checking out where we want to stay. But we'll watch just things about the park. We'll watch Tim Tracker. We like that. I like Tim Tracker. We watch a number of different YouTube channels. The Neverland Family, happiest vlog on earth. I think that what they are. We make Disney recipes at home all the time. We try to buy Disney wines. Fess Parker has a wine that is sold here at Bottle King. We just, I mean, both of us, when I married her, I did not show her my Disney side until about a year after. She's like, "Do you want to go to Disney?" And I said, "Yes, let's do it."
Maybe.
And then
let's see what we can work out.
And then that turned into like seeing how much she loved it, and then I was like, "I can be me." And now I think she regrets that.
Yep, she's like, "Oh no, this is not the Scott that I married."
But no, we are a Disney family. Our family is all about Disney. Two questions left, real quick. Trenton, what is your favorite sports team?
Can it be my local hockey team?
Yes.
The South Carolina Stingrays.
Okay. So, Mikey, what is your favorite sports team?
Who's popular right now?
Are you not I know you're a sports fan.
Yeah, but I don't claim allegiance to teams. I like players. I'm that kind of guy, you
Okay,
know?
all right, that'll be easier for you. All right, so Trenton, real quick, who's on your Mount Rushmore of the Charleston Stingrays?
Brett Moriarty, Rob Kincannon, Trevor Gillies, Marcus Perrier.
That's it. You get 4.
Okay.
Mikey, who's your Mount Rushmore of all sports? You got the...
Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird.
Oh, that was easy.
I'm gonna take Perrier out and say Nate Kaiser instead. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Nobody knows who the fuck
It doesn't, because I don't know who those are. Yeah.
They should make them listen to the show, and they'll get a shout out. Because Anthony Fernandez asked, "Who's my St. Louis Cardinals Mount Rushmore?" And this is a tough one because there's been a lot of players. So I'm going to say obviously Stan Musial, Bob Gibson, Lou Brock, and Ozzie Smith. Those are
You got to
those are
go
my top
Ozzie
4.
Smith.
Yeah, I have a signed ball of him right up there.
Mark
He lives in my.
other dude. This is not even. Or is he more than A's? More A's. No? Come on, dude.
I've met Mark McGuire a bunch of times because, again, he lived in St. Louis while he was playing there. I wanted to put Albert... This is a hard one. I said this is going to be hard. I wanted to put Albert Pujols on there. But the 4 I named are Cardinals for life. And that is a big deal.
Scott
They have
Rowland?
statues. They have statues for a reason.
Roland would have been a good one, but yeah.
Scott Rowland should be a Hall of Famer, and he's not, and that's a travesty.
Tyranny. It's tyranny is what it is.
It is
It's tyranny.
I fucking hate the Hall of Fame, and that's a whole
tariff.
other show.
It's
Okay.
not this show.
No, it's not. Shan Nichols has the last question of the night. And this is a very
did he
important
do
one.
anything else today?
He likes.
He knows
wanted
this
to-
wasn't a live show, right? Like he's not there right now still typing shit in.
He wanted to know a lot of things. So this is, I think, the most important question of the night. What got you into Disney?
I was always my stepmother at the time was her family was from Florida, so I started going. I didn't really appreciate it then, and then I met Stephanie now, and her parents were DVC, and I would say our relationship really got me into Disney. It was something we could do together that we both really enjoyed, and it's kind of blossomed into, every vacation we go on is to Disney. So.
What about you, Mikey?
A healthy tax refund got me into Disney.
But were you a Disney fan before Disney?
Or
before going to Disney World that first time?
I was a fan of what I imagined Disney World to be. Okay, because growing up, I'd been to Six Flags, I've been to Soul City, been to other, theme parks. But Disney was just that always that step above that. Growing up, my parents, it was just never attainable for us. And it was never even talked about. It was never, hey, let's go to Disney, or hey, let's try that. It was just, we just didn't do that. It wasn't a thing. So when Stephanie and I started talking about it, and I had a friend that I worked with, he's a sheeter that I'm sure doesn't listen to the podcast because he has a real job and a family, and he adults a lot and doesn't partake of any alcoholic beverages. But my friend Brent went to Disney and came back from his honeymoon with his wife, and they stayed, I think, at the Caribbean Beach Club. Really enjoyed it and was talking about it. I was like, yeah, we want to go. Oh, you gotta go. And it only cost us this much. And I'm like, it only cost you that much? Fuck. But we went, and it by far and away surpassed our expectations. And I mean, I had done a lot of research, so I knew what I was getting into. But it still was, it's larger than life, and I think people that go there and they don't like it are the kind of people that just don't have a lot of joy in their lives, or they don't allow it in, they don't smile. You've seen people who just the look on their face says they don't smile much.
Yeah.
So that's my take on I went to Disney and I came back grinning from ear to ear. I was whistling Zippity Doo Dah out of my asshole.
Yeah, it'll do that to you. I look, I think everyone's heard my my love for Disney, and that started with my grandma. She was the one that introduced me to Disney. She would take me to Disneyland all the time. Everything about life through my grandma and grandpa was Disney. I mean, we would make Mickey Mouse pancakes before going to Disneyland all the time. It was just, I guess, her happy place, and she really shared that with me, and I was kind of the only grandchild that really, truly loved it. My sister and brother did not love it at the time, and my brother still hates Disney to this day. We could not be more diametrically opposed. So I would say, I've said it on the show. Grandma Fran, she was the reason that I love Disney to this day. So that's where mine starts. I want to thank you guys for joining us this week on Three Sheets of Mouse. We had a lot of fun. We love the questions, but we love to get we like that you can get to know us from time to time. I think our personality kind of shines on the podcast. This is a good way for you guys to get to know a little bit more about us, and maybe if you have a question, don't hesitate to go over to the Facebook group at facebook.com/group/3 sheets and ask us a question on there. Get to know us. So Trenton, what is one thing? Give me one little tidbit of knowledge that the Sheeters don't know about you.
One little tidbit of knowledge that the Sheeters don't know about me. Huh.
Like, here we go. How about this? Favorite movie of all time. Since it's Oscar Sunday, favorite movie of all time.
My favorite movie of all time is Hot Fuzz.
Yes.
Solid.
I love the Cornetto trilogy.
I love that.
Simon Pegg and Nick Frost have an uncanny duet of.
It's such a great rapport they have.
Yeah, it's amazing. Of talent.
Mikey, what about you?
It's going to sound cliche, I guess, but give me the Goonies.
See, I you know what? It just doesn't resonate with me.
It hits on everything, and you know what? If you go back and watch it now, it hits even harder as an adult. I can if I'm flipping channels and it's on, that's where I'm shifting into park, because I don't care whether I'm catching the last 10 minutes where they're on the island and their home girl is getting a pen out of the bag. And they pin him in, because he wants an ink pen. And then there's the Jules freaking, mouth is trying to translate. True fact, when that premiered in Mexico, they dubbed her with Italian.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Instead of Spanish. That way they wouldn't think of her as, she's lower class because she's Hispanic. So all of those lines were Italian.
Interesting. For me, this is a tough one. But I'm going to say Goldfinger. It was one of the first. It's one of the first James Bond movies I've ever watched, and love it. Love James Bond.
That was the first time that Fat Bastard made his appearance, right?
Oh, the first thing I thought.
Yeah.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back.
Philistines. But anyways, Mikey, what's cooking over at Magical Meltdown?
The burners are on low heat right now while I've got ideas that are simmering.
You have a Ninja Turtle idea.
Yeah, well, I've also got one from my wife that just came across the text message a minute ago, and I'm like, shit, I got too many ideas. I do have, okay, I've got a Figment shirt design that I'm probably going to end up wearing in November. And
you should.
I've also got...
I think you should wear it in October.
And in October.
I could wear it in October, yeah. I've got another one that I've got one I really want to make that I just have. It's an Epcot, and it's a Spaceship Earth design, and I just really want to make it. I just haven't sat down and sketched it all out and fleshed it through. So I've got there's some stuff going. Nothing new happening over at the storefront right now for Drinkwares. Some stuff in the works, some retro stuff in the works, some old school, some closed down parks type stuff, like the old
that's always exciting.
old River Country, maybe make an
Nice.
appearance where because you can't buy that shit anymore.
Yeah. That's
So
exciting.
yeah, hey, you know what? It's a what a date, what a time to be alive.
Yeah. This is like the Magical Meltdown decade. That's a Disney decade reference there, buddy. Michael Eisner. Never mind. Trenton, give me some closing remarks.
I'm just glad to be on this episode, to be honest with you. I didn't think it was going to happen. I had to run out and buy a laptop yesterday and hope that the internet in this hotel I'm in would work. And it all came together. I'm glad I got to do this AMA with everybody. Everybody that has questions, we appreciate your input. And hopefully we'll do one of these soon for Tim and Adam.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to do one with Tim and Adam because they are like an enigma wrapped in a mystery shrouded in uniqueness.
Also with bacon, jalapeno, and cream cheese.
Nope, no bacon. You know that. No bacon.
Well,
Or
fine.
lobster. No bacon and no lobster.
Or bones.
Or bones. That's right.
No pork chops.
No pork chops.
No T-bones.
No, he'll eat pork chops. He won't eat a T-bone. And he won't eat a chicken wing. But Mikey, give me some closing remarks tonight.
I got notes.
You have notes?
Yes, I have notes. Last night was the first ever Three Sheets Nation game night.
That's not true.
The public Three Sheets Nation game night that we opened up to sheeters. Okay, we've all gotten together and played various games, but last night we opened it up into the Facebook group, and we had Carly, Jennifer, Rachel, my wife, Stephanie, Shan, Brian, and even my boy Boston got in there. We played some silly little game, and I'm just going to say it was a hoot. I'm glad that they all came and joined up with us. It was good fun, and we're definitely going to do more of those type game nights, going forward in the future. It was great to have all the sheeters together, that their actual personalities blended really well or with each other, and it's the exact same people there on the Facebook group. We had a chat server going where we didn't have to type. We could all just talk to each other. It was a whole lot of fun, and I'm going to say, pay attention. We'll make some events that way they'll be up front on the page for you to see, and we'll try to mix the games up and stuff like that. Also, as I mentioned before, by the time this show airs, if it comes out on Friday, I will be driving home to be with my family, and the next time I record, I will be back in the nipple cave, sweating my ass off every week again.
The fucking nipple cave.
Trenton,
So,
aren't you incredibly excited to see these nipples?
Oh my god, I cannot wait.
That's, you know what? I will even slap them around a little bit to get them nice and pinked up for you.
Pink them. Oh god.
I mean, you've heard of the rose gold Mickey ears or mini ears.
Oh my god. No. Stop. No. Visions of sugar plums are now dancing in my head.
Well, I mean, they're bigger than plums.
Jesus.
Trenton, you're in for a world that you have never seen before.
No, I've seen Mikey's nipple before. Just one.
So it's okay to touch yourself while I'm talking.
No, it's not. Oh. You know what? If you want to join the shenanigans that we have on the show,
You want more of that?
if you want more of that, definitely head over to the Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/3sheets. It is an amazing place filled with Disney fun, debauchery, booze, but most of all family. It really is a wonderful place to be, and there's so many great cheaters. Thank you, all of you guys, for your questions tonight. It helped fuel the show. It helped get to know us a little bit better. So thank you, everyone. If you want to check us out on Instagram and Twitter, we're at 3 Sheets Podcast. Go over there, follow us, give us a like. Check out our photos there. We'll post them from time to time. Photos in the park, photos from keeping it Disney at home. And tag us in your photos. Tag us how you keep it Disney at home. Make sure you tag us. If you wanna share the show, that's the best way for other people to find us. The best way is to just put on your Facebook, hey, I'm listening to 3 Sheets to the Mouse. It's a Disney podcast. It's a lot of fun. Check it out. Post the show, post the link to the show. You can share it right from your podcast app. And if you're in that podcast app, give us a like, give us a rate and review. Let us know how we're doing. If you like Mikey's nipples,
They're huge.
let him know. Let him know.
Well, they're primarily areola.
Yes. From all of us here at 3 Sheets of the Mouse, thank you for making our show part of your Disney life. Thank you for your time, this time, and until next time, so long for just a while.
And thank you.
All he can think about is my areolas right now.
Well, your areolas
is.
are in my head. They really are.